Hello, I guess we're on. My name's Walter Ulrich. I coordinate the online MAT program here at CSU Fresno, and it's associated with the Department of Curriculum and Instruction in the School of Education. And these are my two colleagues in the MAT.
Hi, I'm Fred Nelson, and I'm a new faculty member working in the MAT program for the first time this fall.
And I'm Jason Emicus, faculty in the Department of Educational Research Administration, and I teach the ERA 243, but also the subsequent CNI 245.
Okay, I'll begin with just sort of a brief overview of our redesign plan. Basically, the MAT has been in existence for going on 9 years, and I am introducing new faculty into the program, and so this is a good opportunity for them to redesign the initial 2 courses in the program, and at the same time, and they'll explain their redesign efforts at this point in time. But as a general overview, I redid the SOAP for the cohort that they are going to begin teaching with in the fall. And so we will also be redesigning these 2 courses to coincide with the new learning outcomes that we have in the program.
Okay. Well, I think some of the things I seek to do with the class is I've been doing the online for maybe 3, almost 4 years, and one of my big pushes is just the organization of the Blackboard course in terms of navigation, but also in terms of accessibility with the documents and using multiple formats to present the material to students using video, text-based documents, and also subsequent supplemental articles and discussion board and Illuminate and whatnot. But one of the things I'm really seeking to develop within this is different technologies to make it more efficient on my end, but also enhanced learning for the students, but then also make it more synced up in terms of consistency and structure with some of the other classes in the MAT program.
And this is all new to me. I've never taught an online course before, so the experience that I'm having over this couple of weeks is going to be pretty powerful and pretty relevant. And I got involved in this because I had some conversations with Wally about how my ideas about reflective practice sync in with the kind of these learner outcomes that we have for the MAT program. And I think that I felt really comfortable with those ideas that he had. So we've been having some conversations over the last few days about, as Jason mentioned, some of those natural connections that we can come up with between what happens in our different courses.
Okay, we are putting this video together on day 3 at the end, so we're basically just starting the academy. But as far as some of the things that I've picked up already, especially with some of the new Blackboard tools, one thing I'm because there's there is a new package in the Blackboard, which they're unveiling at the Academy. And there's a nice video everywhere tool that we should be able to use with making comments and providing feedback on the discussion board.
I think, Wally, you had used VoiceThread before.
Yes.
And so this video everywhere, I think, is a little more seamless way to get video comments, video feedback, and such.
Yeah, and likewise with that is some of the other features I'm excited about. As I use the assignments folder section in Blackboard a lot for dissemination and the submission of student assignments. So instead of having to download each document, save it, reopen it in Word, is now it looks like when an instructor goes in and grade an assignment, it opens up right within discussion board, but in the assignments you can actually put in your comments and feedback there. So that's going to be a huge time saver for a lot of us that really rely on. I use like a lot of different assessments, journaling, and whatnot, but then I focus a lot on the performance-based stuff with writing. And so for those of us who want to get students more engaged in writing, but the time involved in grading, this is going to be a huge asset to us to kind of help facilitate this in terms of time and getting students back timely information and feedback.
Another feature that we talked about, but I don't think we've gotten a session on it yet, was that Blackboard Drive, where you can store all of your documents, and where everything that's in there then feeds out to the courses that they go to. So it's kind of a one-stop shop to put all that stuff in. Especially if no document, no assignment description, no rubric or anything is ever done, and every time you teach the course, you end up changing something. It makes it a little simpler than having to do the download, the changes, the save as, the upload, all that kind of stuff. So I think that can simplify a lot of that kind of stuff.
And then also just being, I think too, from the Academy so far is just the different types of resources that we really have access to. That information presented by Chris Hernandez today in terms of the different surveys that might be available. Even if we have some ideas around data collection stuff we want, we can submit that information to them. They can kind of get the scales or up and running for us to kind of utilize to help guide our own research activities around looking at the extent to which a course might be promoting engagement, students' knowledge and skills around certain topics, and whatnot.
Yeah, I was excited to hear. It sounds like they can kind of streamline the IRB process for us a little bit too. If there's other kinds of data that we might want to collect from students along the way. I mean, we've already talked about how we want to turn this into some scholarship about the redesign process and its impact on learning.
Yeah, and in fact, we already have the title for at least for the conference proposal, as the first step to the paper, is Action Research in a Social Justice Online Program. So, we've already kind of laid the foundation for that, and I think we have a Hawaii conference already targeted in mind for that, so mahalo. And so what might be some of our concerns then, I guess, at this point?
One of them that, particularly in this kind of a setup, is sorting through it and figuring out which pieces are going to work for you. And for me, it's always a matter of, well, I know a little bit about this, and so now I know who to go to find out a little bit more. And then there's a lot of the stuff, sorry Jason, that we've heard about that is not really relevant to what I'm interested in doing right now, so that's okay. But that's always the big issue is figuring out, where you want to go deep and where you don't really want to play.
Yeah, I guess my concerns would be just, with the wealth of information and resources we're being provided, is like which one to kind of really start using and diving in first, because you can't go and try to use everything. You kind of have to dip your toe in, across the different types of resources and technologies that are available, just so, because when you're doing, for us, we're doing fully online classes, is that you don't want to get caught up in the technology itself. The technology needs to facilitate the learning process and not be an obstacle for you as an instructor, working with students and also with them. You always have to keep in mind what are their technological capabilities and access and stuff, because that's something I've learned. So I guess for me it's looking at what I've already done, but then what are the best technologies to kind of start implementing and integrating into my class now that's gonna just only enhance it and not, make it a whole nother workload on that. So, but we have a whole nother week left, so I think we're gonna learn some good stuff.
Yeah, and I just to sort of close here, my only immediate concern at this point is, and it's probably due to the fact that we just had a Google Docs
training
presentation,
Blast.
and I'm a bit overwhelmed, but with information overload. I see some potential, certainly, for Google Docs, and I'm confident that in this particular case, we'll be able to practice with each other as far as inserting some of those, those tools into their two courses. So, so it's been good talking to you, and I guess we'll be following up with another report next week.
Yep. Thank you.
Thanks.